Welcome to Control Alt Society podcast. You know that feeling, right? You send this really thoughtful message on Slack. You've crafted it perfectly, and what do you get back? Just that cold, hard fact. Seen at 2:33 p.m. Ouch. Or, okay, how about getting that calendar invite, the one titled Quick Sync? Yeah, you know the one. Everyone knows it's going to blow up into like a 45-minute monologue about something super niche. So today we are jumping into this whole new world of manners. It's a deep dive into the digital workplace. Forget the HR handbooks. The rules now are all about emojis, reactions, maybe even those, passive-aggressive silences. Our sources today really map this out: what flies, what's polite, and what just makes everyone feel, well, kind of cringe.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how much has changed. I mean, just in the last few years. The whole foundation of workplace norms, it's been like dug up and completely rebuilt. The sources we looked at draw this really sharp contrast. Back in the day, in the office, etiquette was physical. Don't eat Sarah's yogurt.
Right, the labeled yogurt. Classic.
Exactly. Respect the cubicle wall. Maybe wear actual pants. Simple stuff. So simple. But now our jobs, they happen on screens. We're scattered everywhere, different time zones, juggling apps. Our professional tone is basically tied to an emoji choice.
And whether you can fire off the right meme at the right time, that can actually define a relationship, professionally speaking.
It really can.
It's a huge shift. One source had this great line. It really nails it. It's not dress for the job you want anymore. Now it's choose the right gift for your boss's birthday.
That's brilliant. And painfully true.
It is, because all those little cues, the body language, the tone of voice we used to rely on face-to-face, gone. Replaced by these digital things we're all just, trying to figure out on the fly.
Well, if you're trying to navigate that minefield, this deep dive is definitely for you. Okay, let's try and unpack this new playbook. First up, the cardinal sin of the modern workplace. We've got to talk about ghosting on Slack. I mean, you send that message, maybe you even bolded the key part, right? It's the digital equivalent of a firm handshake. And then nothing. Poof.
Vanished. Yeah. The little green dot is lit up. You know they're there. You saw the notification pop. Still, crickets. No reply. Not even a little thumbs up reaction.
Oh, absolutely. That's Slack silence. It really is like being left standing alone in a meeting room after everyone else walked out. It feels awful. And the sources, they really highlight the anxiety this causes because you can see the delay. You know they've seen it.
That visibility is key.
It is. There is this one engineer quoted saying they spend more time decoding emoji tone than debugging code. I mean, think about that. That tells you where the mental energy is going.
Wow. Yeah. And that other bit about Slack silence feeling like emotional read receipts, that just hits home. It takes this functional tool and turns it into this relationship barometer.
Yeah.
It feels so personal, even when your brain is telling you, hey, they're probably just busy.
But, okay, here's the other side of it, the counter perspective we have to consider. Is that ghosting always like bad manners? Or is it sometimes just survival? The sources point out, look, in today's work world, there's really no off switch. People are honestly drowning. They're juggling Slack, Teams, email, meetings.
Okay, fair point. It is overwhelming. But if we say intentional silence is the new boundary, doesn't that just dump all the confusion onto the person waiting for the reply?
No.
I thought etiquette was supposed to make things less awkward, not more.
That's the fundamental tension, isn't it? The person going silent, they might be desperately trying to carve out some focus time, trying to avoid burnout. That silence is their boundary. But you're right, to the person waiting, it feels like a snub. It violates that expectation of instant digital replies. So you've got these two valid perspectives crashing into each other. The ghoster is protecting their sanity. The ghostie feels professionally ignored. And both feelings kind of make sense in this environment.
It's a real tightrope walk we're all on. Okay, let's switch gears from silence to noise. Specifically, the meme economy. The meeting memes. You know what I'm talking about. Those jokes flooding chats about this meeting could have been an email, or those calendar invites, maybe a bit sarcastic, like mandatory fun sync.
Oh, yeah. They're everywhere.
They are. And they're everywhere because we all feel that. It's super relatable.
And this is where you start seeing real digital culture forming. These memes, they're not just jokes. The sources call them social pressure valves, which I think is a great term. They let people vent, collectively, bond over shared frustrations, maybe even push back against dumb processes without having to file some formal HR complaint.
So sharing that screenshot of your Zoom fatigue face isn't just complaining. It's actually a form of quiet protest, a way to say, this is nuts. without actually saying it.
Exactly. Think of it like the new water cooler chat. Remember how you'd catch someone's eye by the coffee machine and have that quick, knowing glance?
Yeah, the unspoken agreement.
That's what memes do now. They signal, I get it, you get it, we're in this together. And when a team develops its own inside jokes, its own meme language, that's when you know it's hit, like digital community status. The memes become the shared shorthand.
That makes total sense. Culture spreading through these little inside jokes. Okay, let's dig into maybe the biggest underlying shift here. This idea of hyper-visibility. I mean, the real difference now is we can see so much more. Who's online? Who's typing that very second? Who blew off the mandatory fun meeting invite? And because we can see it all, it forces us to be, well, constantly on, constantly polite maybe. Think about the tyranny of the typing indicator. You type something, then you think, oh, wait, and you delete it. Does the other person see typing? Stop and start. Do they think you're hesitating?
Oh, the overthinking is real.
Totally. And Google Docs.
Yeah.
With the little anonymous animal cursors, you can literally watch your colleague's cursor hover over your sentence like they're judging it in real time.
It's intense. It's like your rough draft is suddenly a public performance. The sources had a great label for this, too. The workplace panopticon meets productivity.
Oof. Yeah, that captures it.
The act of doing work is now visible, collaborative, maybe even performative, which naturally just dials up the background hum of social anxiety for everyone. And this visibility, it drills down to the tiniest things, like punctuation. This was fascinating in the source material, the cultural nuance around periods, especially with younger teams or in tech.
Wait, periods? Like a full stop?
Yeah, using just a period at the end of a sentence like, thanks. In many digital contexts now, that reads as passive-aggressive, cold, maybe even angry.
Seriously, so standard grammar is now rude.
In some contexts, yeah, pretty much. The unwritten rule seems to be that punctuation isn't just about grammar anymore. It's about emotion. It's relational. An exclamation point, thanks. Or maybe a relevant emoji like the prayer hands, that signals warmth. Good vibes. The period, it signals distance, detachment. Grammar guides are kind of useless for this stuff.
Wow. Okay, my mind is a little blown by the period thing. So if these rules are changing constantly, and they're definitely not in any official handbook, how do they actually, spread? How does everyone figure this out?
It seems to happen through what researchers call social contagion. It's very organic, kind of bottom up, not like a memo from management. Think about it. A new person joins the team. They see how their boss replies on Slack, especially in important threads. They start to subconsciously mimic that tone, those specific emoji choices.
Ah, okay. So you notice, like, everyone uses the O emoji when they're following up on something, instead of actually typing following up.
Precisely. You pick up on those little team quirks, you adapt to fit in. It's all about signaling belonging.
So we're basically just copying each other, especially the people who seem, I don't know, influential or just interact a lot, simply to show we're part of the group.
That's the core mechanism. The researchers call it norm diffusion. It's this subtle, often unconscious imitation of behaviors that signal, I'm one of you. It's not formal training. It's more like digital osmosis. And that explains why every company, every team even, has its own unique digital vibe, right? Some are all in high fives, others are super formal, almost like press releases.
That makes sense. That fundamental need to belong really drives how these unspoken rules catch on. Okay, so just when we thought we were maybe getting a handle on the emoji code, along comes the next big disruptor, AI. Yeah, now the line's getting really blurry between like genuine human communication and what one source called algorithmic diplomacy. We're talking to chatbots that sound freakishly human, using AI to summarize meetings, even asking ChatGPT to, make this email sound polite but firm.
And this is a whole different ballgame. It really challenges our ideas about authenticity at work. Once AI gets involved in crafting the messages, the etiquette questions get way more complicated than just, period versus exclamation point.
How so? What's the big challenge there?
Well, the main things are probably attribution and trust. If an AI helped you write that email, do you need to disclose that? Is it like using spell check, just a tool? Or is it different? Are you kind of obligated to say, hey, a bot helped me refine this?
I can see the temptation to just not mention it, especially if the AI makes you sound smarter or more diplomatic. But yeah, the second you suspect you might be talking to an AI, the whole feeling changes, doesn't it? You probably expect less empathy, maybe less creativity.
Exactly. If etiquette is ultimately about building rapport, making that human connection, how do you do that with text that might be perfectly phrased but lacks genuine human effort or, intent behind it? That potential erosion of authenticity is a huge risk.
That's a really good point.
And think about this observation from the sources. If 2023 was the year of getting ghosted on Slack by humans, maybe 2025 will be about getting ghosted by your AI assistant.
Oh, wow. That's unsettling.
It's not just a joke, right? It could be a real operational headache. Imagine you're waiting for an important analysis from a colleague, but their internal AI productivity manager decided your request wasn't priority based on some algorithm. The etiquette isn't even human to human then.
It becomes algorithm to human. Yikes.
Eh.
That shift from a social slight to just being technically deprioritized by a bot. That's quite a thought. Okay, so this whole deep dive, it really brings us back to something kind of simple, doesn't it? Etiquette, whether it's digital or analog, it's always been about making other people feel respected, reducing friction. In the digital world, that just looks different. It's not holding a door open anymore. It's about being aware, being empathetic through these tools we're using. It's knowing that taking 2 seconds to add a reaction emoji or just firing off the quick, got it, thanks, can save someone else maybe an hour of wondering and stressing.
Yeah, precisely. The big takeaway isn't that we need some massive formal rule book that'll be outdated next week anyway. It's that we need constant awareness. Awareness that tone gets lost so easily online, that silence can be read in a million different ways, often negatively. Good tech etiquette is just about remembering to be human, even when we're communicating through screens and algorithms. But here's something maybe to chew on, a final thought for you listening. If digital etiquette, as we've discussed, is learned by watching others, by figuring out what signals belonging in a human group, what happens when we start communicating more and more with AI? AI doesn't belong in our human culture in the same way. Does that mean we end up needing two completely different sets of manners? One for humans, one for bots.
That is definitely food for thought. And it makes me wonder, we want to know from you listening, what's your biggest digital etiquette pet peeve right now? Is it the Slack ghosting? The endless meeting invites? Or maybe getting an email that starts with, per my last email? Let us know what you think.